Hey guys, welcome to my workshop. So it's the end of the year, and last year at this time I did a blooper reel. Well, this year I didn't want to do a blooper reel. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and so I wanted to take you behind the scenes of how I record my videos, some of my gear, and my editing program stuff. I've never once talked about that kind of thing, but this time around wanted to give you this nice little special video. So as we go throughout this, I'm going to do a lot of footage just holding the camera so that you can see what I'm looking at, and you'll have to excuse my voice. I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold issue, and so my voice isn't 100% up to par, but let's go ahead and show you around what I've got. For those of you who may not really realize it, I record everything using my iPhone. There is a little bit of a story that goes with it, but this was right here the first phone. This is my iPhone 4 that I used a long time ago to do all of my recording. So I started recording all my videos with an iPhone 4, and it only had 8 GB of memory on it. So needless to say, I did a lot of running up and down to the computer to take the video off of here, come down and continue with the project. These projects took much longer to do, and in fact the one of the videos that I did with this was how to distress new wood to look old. I used that, or made that with this camera. I then upgraded to an iPhone 5. It had 16 GB of memory and a little bit of a better camera, but the audio, something happened with that, caused it to fail. So now I'm up to the iPhone 6 Special Edition, which is what I'm recording with right now. I've always used my iPhone just because of the availability of a really good camera for no cost. Other than the phone's cost, I haven't put out any money for the camera. But on the lines of the camera, I did get this GoPro Hero as a Christmas gift one year. And so what I'm tending to do is use this and use this as a viewfinder. For those of you who don't know, the GoPros don't have a screen for the most part unless you get one of the more higher end ones. So to view it, you need to use the app to view it, and I do that all the time. So since my phone is in the camera stand, we're going to kind of act as if this is actually the camera stand or the camera I'm using. If you hear a little hum in the background, that's because I have a wood stove running. I'm not sure if you've ever picked up on that, but there's a wood stove running in my workshop. So I made this really cool holder here a long time ago. And what this holder does, it was meant to, like I said it here, and hold my camera phone like that so that I can see what I'm looking at. But I turned into realizing if I turn it around, the camera is angling down. So I use this a lot for shots that are like on a workbench angling down. This has worked out really good. And then sometimes if I wanted to, I'll use this thing, which is this block of wood, and it's just another. This is a phone holder, and it slips in here. This is kind of big because it's for my phone with a case on it, but of course you could fit it and then you could do whatever you want to it. This used to be on my tripod until I got the new way of holding it. Another thing I came up with was this spring clamp with a flexible holder here, and then this is like a gyro, so I could put this in any position I wanted. 1/4-inch bolt, wing nut to tighten it down. This thing works very good. So now we're on the forward face, or the front facing camera, and it does look different, as you can tell. But I wanted to do this so you could see that everything I do is really with my phone. And so one of the things I do a lot is this up here. This is a special camera holder device that I've come up with, and I'll show you how that works. Yeah, this holder here I've got angled so it'll line up with certain views. So these two red lines right now are viewing the bench, and that's how I get shots like this. So typically what I do is I hold my camera in this position, and I would click record. You see me in a reflection there, and once I hit record, it's in the right orientation, slide you up in there, and voila, whoops, there's your view of my shop. So that is what I do for that. Of course the reaching in part is normally cut out, but I left it in there so that you can see what I do. I also have a clip way over here, a little black clip, that's for my GoPro to do the same thing. Although this space here does not get used a whole lot anymore. It's going to be used someday. Right now I'm in a little bit of a remodel part in the house, so things are a little disarray. So anyways, those are some shots. Those are some things that I used to get the shots. Some of the other shots that I get, like my sled on the table saw, I use this, and what I have is a bolt through here, and all it is, it's simply a bolt with 2 wing nuts. It's 1/4 inch, so it takes the receiving end on most camera stands, and I clamp this to any board that I have. So if you've seen a lot of my shots where I'm setting a fence post, this is probably the best example. I had this set with my GoPro on it, way up at the top, angling down. In fact, another video I did that was really creative was with my job when we were setting that oil tank. There's a video I did, it's kind of like a music video, whatever you could call it, setting an oil tank, and I basically rigged up this 2x4s that went way up in the air, used that with the GoPro on it, so it almost acted like a drone way up high in the sky. It looked kind of funny, but you got a really cool shot. And that's kind of the thing that I've learned, is some of these things look really funny. I mean, you know, this doohickey here, honestly, I haven't used it a lot. It looks funny, but it's extremely useful. Some of these things are just totally worth making and doing yourself versus going and spending money for it. Because when it comes down to it, the only things that I've ever spent money on was the little clip that's holding my phone right now, and this long camera cord goes from the input to this little mic here. It's not wireless, and this thing was like 10 bucks. Super cheap. Don't worry, I'm gonna put some links in the descriptions to some of these things that I'm talking about, so you can go and maybe get them, because they're so inexpensive. That's been my biggest thing, is when I started doing YouTube videos, I did not really intend to you know, become huge and elaborate. I would love to, but reality is I can't go spend 500 bucks on a camera. I can't go spend 300 bucks on a nice camera mic. So let's do good with what I already have, and that's why I started with a simple iPhone 4, no mic at all. Sometimes, on that note, I do have another mic, and it's a directional mic in here. It's just a really small mic that helps when I'm outside, and this kind of mic that I'm wearing really doesn't work outside. So I made the most out of the little things and some of the most inexpensive things that I had in my shop already. So lastly but not least, one of the biggest important things about making videos on YouTube is the editing part. I've always used one program, and this past year I upgraded my computer and I upgraded my editing software because it was no longer capable to be used on the new computer I got. Went from Windows to a Mac. And I gotta give Eric from Life of Farmland total props on this, because I had heard him talk about it before, and then I ended up chatting with him a little bit more about it over the phone and through some emails that hit Film Express. It is one of the most powerful and, honestly, I think the best editing program out there that's free. It's free. That is the coolest thing. Now, the base bottom barrel is free, but if you want to get certain features like adding fonts and text and things, you have to pay these little add-ons of like $10 here, $15, $25 here. You can spend and get all of their add-on packs and spend, I think, 200 bucks or something, but you don't need to get all the things that you may not ever use. I find this program extremely powerful, works extremely well, and that's what I'm using to edit my videos now. I'm still learning how to use it, so I'm not going to go do a walkthrough showing you how I'm doing this stuff. In fact, that's not really what this channel is about at all, so I'm not going to really go that route. But I wanted to share with you the editing program I use. When I did start doing these videos, I also was using Corel Video Editor, and it works okay. I just had a lot of problems with my computer and the compatibility between them. Okay, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video, something different. As I said, there's no more woodworking videos till next year, so thank you for following me throughout this whole year. I've been really excited to see the growth, really excited to get to know a lot more of you guys, and I hope to make new friends, make new acquaintances here on YouTube next year, and hope to see you there. But for now, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next year. Oh, okay, so this part is the part I normally cut off, but I'm going to leave it just so that you're watching it.